What color are your fucking eyes?
I'm going to make this work. Hey, hi, hello, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel if you are new here, or welcome back if you are not. You guys are getting this video a lot quicker than I thought, and probably a lot quicker than you thought. But some things along the way have changed. So yes, this is the second installment of my long-distance digital two-man book club. And this video does look a bit different than I was anticipating. So we have week 4 and week 5. 5 is in quotations because the timeline in which Mac and I were meeting started to get shorter and shorter and shorter until it's just been a day in between every meeting. So I decided that I was going to combine week 4 and 5 into this video, and then coming out very shortly after will be the finale. And included in the finale will be my pre-thoughts going into our last chunk of reading, and then a live reading between me and Macayla of the last chapter of the book, which is very exciting to think about. And so I'm super pumped for that. But yes, here's this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. There were some technical difficulties along the way, but I think I got it kind of figured out, kind of fixed it a little bit. But I think that's what matters. I'm super excited for you guys to watch, and I hope you like it. Hi guys, welcome to week 4 of doing a long-distance digital two-man book club. I am currently not feeling the best, but I'm going to set the mood and get into some pajamas and see if I can read for a little bit. My drink of choice tonight is hot chocolate. Yeah, we're gonna see how far I can get in the book tonight. Okay, I left off, according to super shy, Felix, on page 167, and we are reading until chapter 222. Just in case you didn't watch the first installment, which you should definitely do, or else you're gonna be so lost. Macayla and I have two very strong theories, both involving Luke and Sophia, which are Jet, the main character's brother and sister-in-law slash ex-best friend. Our first theory is that Jet and Sophia had something to do with Jet's attempted murder, and somewhere in there we believe that they were both trying to do it, but one of them backed out, maybe. Our other theory is that Sophia saw what happened to Jet, told Luke, so Luke also knows, but then they don't know what to do about that. And those theories have expanded, and there's many more like details, which is why you should go watch the first episode. But those are our two main theories, which means that we think that Luke and Sophia are very suspicious. We don't really have any other front runners as suspects yet, but I hope that Billy's dad isn't suspicious. I really like him, and I hope that Billy isn't suspicious, because I really, really like him. But yeah, that's the update. Just to keep you guys cued in, I will come back and update you guys. Okay guys, I just finished all 5 chapters or 6 chapters. I just finished all of the reading, and it is starting to pick up just a little. We found out some crazy things, not all of them necessarily, maybe, connected to Jet's attempted murder, but there was like 2 or 3 bombs dropped in this set of reading, and I'm really upset that I had to stop when I did, because we accidentally chose a chapter that leaves off on a major cliffhanger. And I want to read more. I want to read so much more. I don't know if I have a favorite line. I was honestly really into the lore, so I was only highlighting things that seemed really, really important. So we find out at the beginning of chapter 17, I believe, I think that's where we started, that Jet's aneurysm has begun to leak, which has caused her right arm to lose any movement, any function. And I don't know, that line really just like made me feel for her, because she can't write, she can't drive. There's things she'll never be able to do again, but the aneurysm is leaking, which means there really is no going back. There is no hope that the aneurysm won't rupture, because it's already starting to. Which in my head is also makes me sad, because why was I rooting for some happy miracle to happen? I don't think it will. I'm excited to talk with Macayla about this section, but I'm even more excited to continue reading. Editing low here. You guys will never believe what I did. It's not all my fault. I'm blaming my phone because she's old and elderly and she's been glitching out. But Macayla and I sat down. We did our meeting as usual. I had my phone set up. I had a 33-minute long recording of me and her yapping about this week's reading. And my phone cut me off eventually, said, hey, you're out of storage. So I said, okay, hold on, Mac. I'm gonna transfer my video into CapCut, then delete the video from my phone, so I can have storage to film more. And she's like, okay. So I'm doing that. And I think everything's fine and dandy. I literally watched the video go into CapCut. I'm like, slay. I go to my phone and I delete it. And then I delete it out of my recently deleted as well, to save even more storage. The night goes on, hours pass, and I'm in my bed. It's like 11 p.m. and I'm like, oh, like maybe I'll do some editing. I click open this week's little section on CapCut. It's only 17 minutes long. The longest clip I should have put in there was 33 minutes. So I was like, there's no way this video is only 17 minutes long with all these clips in there. Y'all, the FaceTime footage was deleted except for this one clip where I said, okay, we're rolling again. And it's fine because we're literally on the last page. I'm heartbroken, I'm sad, it's okay, things happen. So instead, I sat down and I gave you guys the rundown of what happened in this week's chapter so you're not confused. And that's gonna have to do, because there's no way of me getting this footage back. I sat down for hours and went through my Google Drive to see if it was still there, and it's not. And something along the way glitched. My video was gone, even though I put it into CapCut, and it's just not there anymore. But yeah, that's the update, guys. I hope you enjoy nothing. There's nothing. But I hope you like it anyway. This chunk of reading was interesting. Let me tell you. Thing number 1, Jet's aneurysm has started to leak, which caused her right arm to lose function, which kind of makes Jet lose any lingering hope that she might have had about surviving. When she gets back to Billy's apartment from the doctors, everybody's there. Mom and Dad are there, Luke is there, Mr. Finney is there, and I think Mr. FBI is also there. And they let everyone know that they have arrested JJ for Jet's attack, who's been out of town since the attack and does have some incriminating evidence against him. However, there's a lot of plot holes that the police are choosing to ignore. Like the loan that was taken out on Jet's truck came from JJ's bank account. That's pretty incriminating. But it doesn't have a lot of connections to North Street, which is where they found Jet's phone and the murder weapon. So there's just too many loose ends, as the police are calling it, for Jet's liking. So her and Billy, even though the investigation is technically over, are not stopping. Right after everybody leaves, Jet finally sits down and shows Billy all of the ring cam footage, Because she still thinks it's suspicious that Sophia comes and goes twice on Halloween night, especially knowing now that she's lied a few times about where she was and why. That's when we find out she's done this at least 3 times. She goes to the Mason's household, always with some kind of baked good, so it seems like she's there for a reason. Then she goes back an hour later every single time, and they figure out it's because she's been swapping pills in Jet's dad's prescription for his kidney. Instead of it being prescribed medication to help his kidney, Sophia has swapped out the powder with salt. Someone with kidney issues are not allowed to have a lot of salt. It can be very deadly for them. So Sophia has been slowly poisoning Jet's dad. And of course, Jet has to go and confront her about this. And the only reason she did this, quote, is so he'd realize it was time to retire, time to take his health seriously. He doesn't agree that she was doing this to kill Jet's father, just so he was sick enough to retire and leave the company to Luke. But as we found out last week, he's not leaving the company to Luke, he's selling it. So all in all, Sophia's been poisoning Mr. Mason for no fucking reason. There's this kicker on page 199 when Jet says, you know, like, I'm going to tell Luke what you've been doing to our father. And Sophia's like, does Billy know what you did to him? How you ruined his life? I was like, what? And then she says, if you tell Luke about the pills, Jet, I'll tell Billy about his mom. And Billy's mom has been like a sore topic for some time. But the reader kind of knows that, or we're assuming that Billy's mom left and abandoned Mr. Finney and Billy. But now we have this weird drama information. You know what Jet does? When Luke gets home, she tells him anyway. She tells him anyway, and he's like, what the fuck? And then as she's going to leave, she turns and says, I found something out, and I think I should tell you because it's you and it's me. And she tells him that their dad is not planning on leaving the company to him. Then finally, in chapter 21, Billy and Jet sneak into Mason Construction's building, the factory, and they're looking through files because they know something's not right. They think Luke is hiding something because he hasn't been giving them the long list of employees because Jet has requested that and she doesn't have a lot of time. So they go in and take it for themselves, and they find out that Luke, who's been in charge of financials for some time for the company, has been committing invoice fraud. So paying people under the table and probably pocketing the difference. But not only that, he has also been committing tax fraud, not doing the taxes correctly, and insurance fraud. So those people who are being paid under the table don't have access to insurance, and someone, JJ's brother Henry, got injured on the job, but knew he was being paid under the table, probably in cash, so he couldn't go to the doctors because he has no insurance. And now he's almost blind. At the end of the chapter, it ends like this. An alarm goes off and Jet says, what the fuck? I disabled the security alarm. You saw it said disarmed. I don't think that's the security alarm, Billy screamed back. Jet, do you smell smoke?
And that's what you missed on Glee.
And now, the only part that I have left of the FaceTime call is Macayla and I discussing the last page, who we think set the fire, and I think us discussing what we're reading next week. I hope you guys like nothing. Take 2, 3.
Take 5. Take 15.
Whatever.
Smoke alarm.
Ooh.
Who knows they're there and who's setting the building on fire? Are they setting the building? Hold on. This brings up the question. Are they setting the building on fire because they know that Jet is there? Or are they setting the building on fire because it's Mason Construction?
Or. Are they setting the building on fire because they know that there's paper copies of files that prove illegal shit? That Luke knows, and he's in like this pit of fury. What if he's like, fuck it, it's not my factory anymore, sets it on fire because he knows he's been doing illegal shit? That was That's what came into my head when I finished reading, because I wrote, no files, no evidence, hello factory fire.
We are on page 223.
Yup.
We have over 100 pages left. Let's go chapter 28.
Chapter 28?
Because, okay, listen.
I'm
Chapter
listening.
27 is on page 276. Chapter 28 is on page 286. I need to shut the book. I keep reading.
Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Sorry.
No! Okay, so
Okay,
that...
do you want to go to 23? Or 28?
Yeah, we can do that.
I had an idea.
3 something.
I had an idea, Chloe.
What's your idea?
It's a beautiful idea. Hold on. We're going to chapter, was it 28?
28?
What if we get to like where we have the last 2 chapters left and we read them live together?
You guys can't see it, but we just did the same thing. That would be insane.
I found the last chapter.
Yeah.
It is 368 is the last chapter. Okay.
Okay. Chapter 33.
We are reading to age 286. What did I say the last chapter was?
365.
365. So 386, 65.
That's not like 100 pages. No, math.
No,
that's like
no,
80
that's
pages.
80 pages. I just need to like stab my eyeballs out because I just keep reading random words.
I just read the first like because my eyes wandered. I read the first like two sentences of 33. And I'm worried there's some weird tension there.
I'm gonna say I saw something. I think I figured something out.
No.
I don't want to tell you.
No. I'm scared that I figured something out and I don't want to tell you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna close my book.
Or fine. Okay. Oh, are you bringing the camera over? Oh, hi again. We're gonna read our chapters tonight, and then we're gonna call on Wednesday because we're delusional, and we need this book too much in our lives, and we need to discuss it every fucking day. And then we're gonna read the last 60 pages, and then when this is in Montana without me, we're gonna live read the last chapter.
I can't believe you just told my camera, my viewers, you called me a and not in the way.
That's my favorite word.
I know.
There's a big old bleep.
Well, in my YouTube intro, it literally starts with, "What color are your fucking eyes?" Because that's a part of a song. Someone out there will get it eventually. Welcome to week 5. It is almost Halloween as of filming this, so don't mind the half-assed Mordecai costume. But I have blue hair, and so it only made sense. It only made sense. But I am really eager to start this week's reading, and by this week's reading, I mean the reading we're going to finish on Wednesday, because Mac and I are both so impatient with the closing of this book. We just must meet on Wednesday instead of Saturday. So, I thought I'd take you guys along with me to get ready to read, because I'm going to do some self-care while I do, and I'm going to look a little weird. Don't we all look a little bit weird sometimes? Right? First step is washing this makeup off. It doesn't want to come off. Unfortunate news. I was filming to show you guys that I was gonna put my hair up in heatless curls. And guess who filmed the entire thing in slow motion? Me. So yes, I'm putting my hair up in heatless curls. A lot of my hair texture has been weakened by the bleach, which makes sense, you know. So I just help myself out sometimes and put them in heatless curls. Anyways, we are going to put on a face mask while we read. It's so cold. It's so cold. It's so cold. It's so cold. So, this is what I will be wearing while I read. And no one's allowed to judge me for it, because the girls who get it. And the girls who don't. Let's see. According to
Wakey.
Felix, I am on page 223. And we are aiming to read until page 287. I probably won't be getting that far while I currently look like this, but I will check back in with you when it's time to take my mask off. Oh. Okay, it's been about 15-ish minutes, I think, and I've read 2 chapters, which has been about 20-25 pages, and we are picking up the speed. The momentum is momentuming, which makes me want to keep reading, so I might finish this chunk of reading tonight. There's a very high possibility that I do that. Okay, update from like an hour-ish later. I only read 1 more chapter and then I took a break, so I've been doing other things, but Macayla just texted me and she said, I just finished reading, you have to read. And she didn't know that I had already started. So I texted her and said, oh, I was reading, but I got a migraine, so I took a pause. And she was like, no, you need to continue reading. Like, you need to. And she said that she fears she already needs more, which is, that's what we thought was going to happen, which is why we're meeting on Wednesday instead of Saturday. We're kind of speeding along our weekly meetings because we're getting towards the end of the book, and we knew that we'd be getting impatient. So I'm going to jump back in right now and see what all the fuss is about. So I will see you guys later. Okay, it is 9:03 p.m. and I just finished the reading for this week, quote unquote. It's wild. It's a little bit crazy. So that's how much of the book we have left. A lot has happened / not happened / happened. That's the best way I can learn to describe it, is that it's happening but not, but kind of. There's still a lot of secrets left. And something crazy might happen, guys. You know how I keep telling you that Mac and I are going to call on Wednesday instead of Saturday? There's a fair chance that we call tonight. It's Saturday, October 25th. We called to discuss the book last night. No, it wasn't last night. Yes, it was. It was last night. If the next clip is me in this gray tank top, then we called tonight. The day after we discussed week 4. We are moving right along, and I'm glad that you guys are here to view it. So, okay, I am not gonna let what happened last night happen tonight. I was so devastated and half asleep when I figured out that I accidentally deleted the entire footage of Mac and I's FaceTime call last night. We're gonna, like, really try here and pray and hope that this fucking doesn't happen again. Hey.
Hi.
What?
I just can't believe how we went from discussing last night and saying we were going to call on Wednesday to reading in less than 24 hours and calling again.
I felt like there was like a giant big old piece of evidence in every chapter.
Me too.
And it was
100%.
slightly different every time. And I was like, whoa, like, what's happening?
A lot happened, but at the same time, a lot didn't happen. Like, again, you know?
See, that's what I was trying to explain to the camera. I said, like, I don't even remember what I said. It was something like, it's happening, but it's not happening, but it's happening. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It is, but it's not.
She's not rushing anything. Like, she's just letting it, like, happen.
I know, and, like, I'm kind of here for it because it keeps me engaged. The one fucking thing I wish we had a clue about was whatever happened between Jet and Mrs. Finney.
Mm-hmm.
We know nothing!
That's my guess.
I can't wait to talk about my theory on that. Because I have a feeling that that thing that she overheard isn't necessarily the secret, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because you know how, like, the only thing that they mentioned was, like, oh, like, I overheard this crazy thing with Luke. And then Billy and Jet just jump on and be like, that must be the secret. It has something to do with Luke. I think something does, like, there is something with Luke, but I think it might be slightly different than what the secret is. The fire.
The fire.
The fire.
That we found out is gas.
It's arson.
It's arson.
It's arson.
Who did it and why?
Actually, for this one, I don't know.
Me either. I have no
Because
idea.
at first I was like, well, last chapter we were like, it has to be Luke. Like, what if it was Luke because he knows he's been doing illegal shit, and it's mentioned by someone, I don't remember, saying that Luke hasn't left the site all day.
Yeah, her dad said that after it happened.
But now I'm just like, is he just devastated?
I don't know. I thought the way that everything was described in this was so fucking scary. And so intense.
As like I was reading it and it was so scary but so beautifully described.
Like, I don't...
Well, okay, but there's the back staircase that they were trying to get to, so there has to be at least 2 doors.
Yeah.
But say someone did come through the front with them / after them, they had to disable the alarm.
Yeah.
Which means they know that it's Emily's birthday. No,
they know it's Jet's birthday.
Jet's birthday, because the interior alarm was Jet's birthday. The gate alarm was Emily's.
I had a crazy thought, and I don't want to spoil it, but, like, I have a thought. Do you want me to wait, or do you want me to tell you now?
Well, is it about this chunk? But just further along?
Kinda. It's about this chunk, yeah. It's, like, further along. Do you want me to wait, or tell you now?
I don't know. Does it relate to what we're saying, or do you just want to get it out?
I was reminded of it earlier when we were mentioning what the girls were talking about on Facebook. But then when you said, no, it was Jet's birthday on the keypad, and how the keypads were Emily and Jet's birthday, that made me think again of my idea.
Oh. Okay. Then what's...
It's kind of really out there. And, you know...
I have an out there theory as well, so why don't we just share them? What's your out there theory?
What if Luke is an illegitimate child?
Okay, so I had that thought while reading. It's not my theory, but I had that thought while reading, because if you're the eldest daughter and you're eavesdropping on mom and dad, boom, bomb drop, Luke's like adopted, Luke is a child from someone else or something like that, you're gonna go, I gotta go tell my best friend.
You remember earlier how we were saying, what if Diane had an affair with Mr. Finney? What if that was Luke? And that's why and that's why the keypads aren't his birthday. That's why he's not getting the company. Because that's why the company would have gone to Jet, not him. And what if he found that out?
Wait, sorry. Since we're feeding into each other's, like, delusion, so you know how the whole reason why Luke's not getting the company is because it's not fair because he has 2 kids? His 2 kids are his 2 daughters. And one's dead and one's about to be. So who else would he give the company to? Not the son that's not his. See, it's either this crazy theory or it's what I said last time where it was like, he changed the password because he's honoring his almost dead daughter. You know? Because both of the alarms used to be Emily's birthday. And then he only changed one of them for Jet. But, I don't know, there's something fishy. For sure, because it's literally implied that there's something fishy. Do you want to know my theory? That I think is way more out there than, like, yours? Okay. So let me find the spot where I was gonna, like, scribble, but I didn't have a pen on me. So they're, like, you know, they're looking at the messages, and it's like, it's about Luke, blah, 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 blah. And then it says, so she tells Nina the secret at school on Thursday, and then on the Saturday, Emily ... dies. In my head, you know what came to mind? I was like, okay, so what if what she overheard mom and dad talking about with Luke is how Luke has anger issues, and maybe Luke's actually this crazy, wacko guy, and Emily's death wasn't an accident, because you know who was home with Emily when she died? Luke. What if he got really, like, scary, mad at her, and, like, pushed her in the pool or something, she hit her head and went right down to the drain? Because not only did you say that Luke is scary when he's mad last time, but we have Henry saying it. He bought a gun because Luke is so scary when he's mad. And he's always on edge when they talk about Emily. That's my crazy theory. What do you think?
I think you're, like, really onto something there with that one.
You think so? Because, like, not saying he's, like, a psychopath, but, you know, like, what if he's, like, a sociopath or, like, one of those smaller categories?
Yeah, like, you remember that Criminal Minds episode?
Oh, which one?
With the older brother and the little brother?
Yes,
the older brother took the little brother and stuffed the plane parts in his mouth?
Yes!
He broke his plane toy?
Yes! I'm just saying.
This is crazy. Okay, maybe I'm delusional. What if Emily or Luke overheard Emily and Nina talking about that secret that pertained to Luke, and that's why he got so mad, is when he confronted Emily about it.
And maybe she tried to say, no, because she knows that Luke can't know that mom and dad were saying it, because he trusts mom and dad more than he trusts Emily, probably. And he was 13 at that time of the death, which is raging boy hormone time. I mean, if I call this, I'm gonna feel like a fucking genius. Because the only reason why I connected that is somewhere in chapter 27, Billy was saying, like, ... dies. Jed didn't like the space Billy had left around that word. Her death was an accident. You know, like... And I think that line really sold it for me, is that she's being so defensive that it's an accident. The timing is just a coincidence. You were there, Billy. You saw it. Emily wasn't alone. It was just an accident. Emily wasn't alone. Because at the very beginning, it says that Luke and Emily were left home alone. Because Jet and her parents were at the spelling bee.
I wrote, do they both have secrets underneath that paragraph? Because the way that it's written is, you were there, Billy. You saw it. Emily was alone, and it was just an accident. I thought she was implying that Billy saw it, but I guess she's implying that he saw the aftermath.
So at that time, Billy would have been 10. Because that's the same age as Jet was. And... the Masons asked Mr. Finney to be the one to go over and check on them. So maybe when he did go check and it was too late, he brought Billy with. So maybe he was one of the first people to see it, but I don't know. I understand what you're saying. That, like, paragraph is written kind of weird.
What if Billy and his dad actually saw what happened?
I don't know, bro. If that is true... If, like, Billy knows what happened to Emily, maybe. And obviously Jet knows what happened to Billy's mom. And they both know something the other doesn't. Billy's doing... Well, not that Billy's doing a better job of covering it. Because we just learned about, like, Jet has something to do with Billy's mom. But we know nothing. Like, there's nothing to, like, say that, like, Billy knows something he shouldn't.
What if we're both so wrong?
We could be. We could honestly be very wrong.
We could be.
So we can officially cross out Luke because, well, and Henry. I was never suspecting Henry.
Me neither.
But Luke and Henry are each other's alibis. Even though they both lied to the police about it, but now the truth is out there with Jet and Billy. So we know it's not Luke, who was our top contender for quite some time. And it's not Henry.
Could you imagine if the mom did it?
Diana? Well, shit, I don't like her, so...
Me neither, but she hates Jet. That could have done it, but doesn't she have an alibi? Wasn't she with her husband?
Yeah. I mean, going back a little bit to maybe Billy knows something he shouldn't know. On page 245, where they're talking about, like, Luke can be scary and that he has an alibi, it says, so you didn't kill me, Henry, and then we go down a line, and, because he has an alibi, and so does Luke, Billy said darkly, like he'd really thought it possible, even for a moment, that Jet's brother could have been the one to kill her. Why would he think that's possible? Why does he think maybe Luke could be violent?
Because he knows Luke can be violent, because he knows that Luke killed Emily. I think you're right with that one.
Welcome back to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like I said, the finale of this little series will be posted very shortly after this video is uploaded, so you guys can watch weeks 4 and 5 with the finale back to back. And I'm super stoked for you guys to see it. I'm stoked to experience it. And I can't believe this little series is coming to an end, but do not worry, because Macayla and I already have another book picked out for when we finish Not Quite Dead Yet. And this is not the end of Macayla and Lo's long-distance digital 2-person book club. Shoutouts of the week go to Macayla, of course. Thanks for reading a book with me and for being so delusional and letting me be delusional. We feed off of each other's energies really well. Shout out to specifically my iPod Touch from when I was like 13, because I have a lot of videos on here that I was able to see, and then I Shazammed all of the music from those videos, and so I have some new music to listen to. And of course, as always, shout out to Corpse Husband. I love you, man. Rainy days like today make me really miss your music and your streams. But with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe drop a like, maybe subscribe. The button lights up now. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.
Drinking all this coffee. These last few weeks have been exhausting. I'm lost in my imagination.